Well, we're getting ready to leave Chobe National Park now. In fact, we'll be leaving Botswana. We're headed up to Namibia this time, to an area that's called the Caprivi Strip. The Caprivi Strip is a small strip of land extending from the main part of Namibia out towards the Zambezi River. And it's this little strip of land that has a river along it, which was the Chobe River that you saw before, and it separates Angola from Botswana, and we'll be going there mostly by air. From the point where we land, however, the trip into Namibia is not nearly complete. First of all, we have to get from the landing strip to a boat on a river, and in between there's a stretch of ground. So we have to do a land march, and that march is universally known as the Death March. Once we get to the little river, it's simply a matter of getting on a boat and taking the boat on up to the lodge. And it's several miles, however. It takes us a little while to do that. The little bird that you're about to see is called the African jacana. However, you might know it by another name, the lily trotter. Now, doesn't this papyrus swamp remind you of something? It certainly reminds me of something. We certainly got more hippo footage here than I've ever had in my life. I think I got a lifetime supply of shots of hippos.
Sounds like Brussels. Oh, look here.
Well, so much for hippos. Incidentally, a group of hippos moving together is a pod. The next shot, we take a look at mongoose again, but in this particular case, it's a banded mongoose, and banded mongoose, do travel in mobs. Incidentally, there's going to be a little mongoose, a baby mongoose, come out of the hole there in a second, and you'll get a chance to see it. Next, we have a spring hare. This is a rabbit, but in fact, it looks very much like a kangaroo. Watch how it moves about. Just before sundown one day, we stopped at a watering hole, which is what we normally did at the end of the day. And I was talking to the guide, and the guide's back was to the vehicle. But I could see beyond him, and what I saw was an elephant herd coming up to drink, and we were right immediately in their path. Well, this was a real problem because our people were scattered out all over everywhere, and we had to gather them back into the vehicle. In the meantime, the elephants started skirting around us to the side to get to the water, and that's what they're doing here. They're moving to the side. Now, this is a herd of cows and calves. You can see that they have quite a few babies, and grandmother here is in charge. And grandmother is very, very nervous because they have a very young newborn, and she wants to make sure that it's positively safe. Now, as the elephant started to break out into the open in order to get to the pool, Grandma faced us, and she gave us a quick mock charge. Now, that unfortunately I didn't get on film, but here you can see how nervous everybody is. They're facing us, they're throwing their ears wide out, and they're making it very clear that we're not to approach any closer.
Stop and then they'll run away. Males is a problem because they'll come straight and defend themselves, but females, if they're...
At this point, the guide started the vehicle and moved it to the place where the elephants had been. However, the rear guard of the elephants turned around and gave us another mock charge, and that'll add a little bit more excitement.
Was it something I said?
Next, we're going to take a look at a Namibian green snake, which was staying near the lodge. It's mildly venomous and front-fanged. This next is a water monitor lizard. Right there. These little birds are carmine bee eaters. They burrow little holes in the banks of the river, and that's the little colony of them there, and they nest in those. As we floated by in our boat, we scared them up pretty badly, and they came out in a flurry of color. They're very colorful, as you can see. Here I'm going to be showing you a bee eater with a bee in his mouth. Can you see it? Next we have a water monitor trying to rob the carmine bee eater's nest, and there's going to be a bee eater swoop down and attack him. And watch close, there it is. Well, we're on our way back to the airport now, and that means we've taken a little boat cruise and we're back to the death march.